obviously you must have liked the response of your team when playing without Conor McDavid. I guess how do you kind of build on that moving forward?
Yeah, often you see it with teams at the trade deadline when you add players. Sometimes your team takes a step down, and here's a time when we subtracted, and just everyone raises their game. Obviously, we don't want to play without Conor, but everyone was just a little bit better, and also we were able to finish on our opportunities, which is something that we haven't been able to do earlier this year.
Zach Hyman getting off the schneid, I guess, how big is that for him and for your group because he's been around the net?
He's more expected goals this year than he was last year, and just hasn't been able to finish. So for him to score that goal, and I saw our bench very excited that went in, and usually on a 5-1 goal late in the game, it's not very much emotion, but for that one there was. The guys were very happy for him.
You usually don't get that excited when a 50-goal scorer gets a goal.
No, usually it's whatever, but they were happy for him.
Do you have any update on Conor? I know the original release said 2 to 3 weeks, but after a few more days, has anything changed?
No, not much has changed. Maybe it speeds up a little bit, but it's still going to be that looking 2-3 weeks, but probably closer to 2 weeks than 3 weeks, but it's still about the same.
Is he skating on his own, Kris?
He went on the ice for a few moments, but not, I wouldn't say skating.
Kris, what did you like about Kajul in the training camp to keep him around this long, and what did you like about his game?
Well, I thought he did a lot of good things. He was just around the puck. He made a lot of good plays. He did everything pretty much. It kind of looked like Zach Hyman early in the year in exhibition where he did everything but score. I think there were several games, one in particular, where he should have had probably 3 or 4 in the first period and just didn't go in. And, if a player's getting that many chances, he's probably doing a lot of good things. And here's a guy that's a veteran who's played a lot of games in the NHL, hasn't played very many as of late, last couple of years, but he's definitely an NHL caliber player. And to insert him in the lineup, whatever we needed, whether it's kind of a defensive role, maybe chip in some offense, he could penalty kill. There's a lot of. He's just a good, smart hockey player.
And is it encouraging that an older player never gives up the dream? It's been a long time since he played for the Oilers, and he's been portrayed as a minor leaguer the last couple of years.
Well, you look at portrayed as a minor leaguer. Look at Calvin Pickard. He was kind of deemed as a minor leaguer, and then last year he got his opportunity, he made the most out of it, and signed a 2-year contract. Drake, I know, talking to him, came to training camp, and the odds of him making it were hard, but he came with a great mindset, like just going to put it all out there, and he made quite an impression. I know the management liked him, coaching staff appreciated what he did, and there's a time for an injury or a call-up, and he was in our mind. So, we're very comfortable with him being in our lineup.
Nobody would suggest that fighting every game is what has to happen to win. But you've got this weird stat happening where
5-0.
Yeah, when your team hits that, for whatever reason, why
watch out.
This is?
Watch out. I think of Illinois, just a lot of coincidence, but I don't know. A lot of time, some of those games I don't think it had any effect. Some of those games I do think it picked up our team. I believe the Philadelphia game is one of them. Just turning points, giving guys a little more momentum. I don't know. We'll see how long that stat, we can keep that rolling.
What did you think about Coles in the fight? Did you go, wow, where did this?
Well, he's a strong kid. He is a strong, powerful guy. I didn't know that he had that in him. I'm sure the recipient of that jab wasn't expecting that, but he's strong, and I'm sure that'll circulate around, and he'll get a little more space and room out there. But we've been so happy with his game. He's been playing really well, and fight aside, doing a lot of good things.
Just going back to Conor, I guess, do you have the luxury of it's early in the season, you don't have to rush him back, especially if your team is playing well, that you can make sure he's...
Well, when he's ready, we'll have him in the lineup. We're not going to push it. We want him in the lineup as soon as we can. Yeah. Of course, we're not going to... It's different in regular season than if it was playoffs. But Absolutely. We're going to make sure that this isn't going to be something that's lingering and something that's holding him back for a couple weeks, 3 weeks, or even a season. So, well, first and foremost, we want him to get him healthy, and then when he is, we'll be getting him in the lineup as soon as possible.
That's the thing with ankle injuries. Like we've all had them. Like sometimes they kind of they feel fine, and then they do linger. And
Well, it depends on what kind of ankle injury. Some can linger. If it's a high ankle sprain, that is something that you can play through, but it's painful and it's bothersome.
Yeah.
But so when he's ready, we'll have him.
There was a video that surfaced today from you guys from Oilers Plus that had after the Philadelphia game, you kind of saying, look, I know he's probably mad at me, but you earned this and giving that belt to Leon Draisaitl. That maybe dynamic of sometimes it's got to be tough love even with some players, and as a coach, it can be a tough position to be in, but something you got to do sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. If everyone's as a coach, if you're never stepping on toes, if you're not, you probably lose the respect of other guys in the dressing room. You got to keep guys accountable, and it's nice the players keeping guys or each other accountable, but ultimately it has to fall on the coach's his plate and holding the guys accountable. And we've got a mature, focused, dedicated locker room, guys who want to do the right things, but as a coach you also have to make some tough decisions sometimes.
Same lineup? That's where maybe you go?
We haven't decided that yet. There's a good chance that we'll have the same lineup just because of coming off a 5-1 win, but we are going into a back-to-back, so no matter what happens that game, there'll be some lineup changes almost certainly going into one of these two games.
Stu playing goal?
Stu will be our goal.